unknown ship, please identify yourself.
Nah. 8965, this is a luxury vessel, over and out.
Very well. Do you have dealings with the Synth army or with the free people of Garcia Station?
Or say, Zafrey, Elektra.
Yes, MH, we probably should...
Wait, it's paused. They can't hear us.
Right, okay, good.
Yeah.
Right, yes, I thought we were broadcasting this little conversation to everyone.
Or wait, now it's off.
Oh. Very good. Right, if you're wondering what we're going to be doing here, I'm thinking shopping. Garcia Station is known for its very, very luxurious second-hand shops. Thrifting.
Yeah, nah. Alright, okay.
Unknown vessel.
Yeah, over and out.
Our patience wears thin.
We're going thrifting, but just us, not bringing any army or whatnot. Yeah, nah.
Very well. An attack ship will escort you to the correct side of the station.
Oh.
Please do not interfere with the military encampment and have a lovely time on Garcia Station.
Ta. Well, that went about as well as it could have done. Zafrey, Elektra.
Right, now I know that was a lie, but it would actually be good to get a little bit of shopping in while we're here. Incredible hats, don't you know?
Incredible hats, you say?
Oh yes.
Yes, I have been having some trouble with this arm. I might be able to get some spare pieces to get it working a bit better.
Boris, hats first. Your arm after.
I have to keep it in good shape.
Let's go thrifting!
Thrifting!
It's a classic, and I should really look after it.
Hello and welcome, everybody. We are back, all four wheels spinning on the ground, kind of spraying swamp up behind us into the mouths of the gaping civilians as we ride this June buggy that we call the Backwater Bastards in space.
In space!
Oh my lord, we're here!
We're back. I am your Dungeon Master for the evening. Along with me for the ride, we have Daniel, a.k.a. Dr. Z, the Psychic Jellyfish.
I'm here for your hats, your helmets, and your headpieces.
And, as ever, to my right, we have Taylor, a.k.a. M8, the incredibly dense but incredibly free synth leader.
Going off like a frog in a sock.
Whoa. Is that what they do?
That's what they do.
Don't cage frogs in socks.
Don't do it.
And joining us, as always, leading us through this chaotic and disorderly adventure is the regimented,
The tangerine.
the disciplined,
The ordered.
the controlled,
The uniform.
and the strict DM, Dig Dynamite.
Thanks, guys.
I panicked because I got a pop-up ad, and so I had to say something else.
Well, tangerine, you know.
I was like,
famously-
is that like an extra meaning of that word?
I panicked. I got like one of those pop-up ads, and it blurred the screen, and I was like, ah.
Worst possible time.
Well, no, it fits. I didn't even question it one bit. I was like, yeah, sure.
I noticed, and I was like, wow, that should have tripped him up a little bit, but it didn't.
No, I just thought you knew something that I didn't.
Saving that for later.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're coming back to Garcia Station.
We are.
Yes.
It's been a moment.
I'm sure
It
it's
has.
exactly the same as it was
I
when we
mean,
left
what happened to us the last time we were here? We
We met
So this
Dilbert.
is-
yeah.
Yeah, met Dilbert. And then
We bought the Red
lost
Rover.
Dilbert.
Didn't we get into a fight with a bunch of people out in warehouse in the wastes, in the open areas?
Yeah, well, you went and dealt with a gangster.
Maybe we did.
Yep.
And kind of installed Thespa as the de facto ruler of this place.
That's right. And we had to like fight all the way to the top of a warehouse building, and then we had a shootout at the top, and we almost
they
got
had like
wasted.
a base sort of like built into the mountain.
That was really cool. I liked that one. That was a fun combat scene.
And I bought gel caps.
Yes.
Harry lost the egg, but managed to get it back again.
Yep, bit bad of parentals, but there.
Was it because he passed out?
Yeah, he passed out
Yeah.
like in a strip club, I believe.
Well,
Playing a sports game while drinking?
hey, you know what?
But there was Discord.
It happens.
Discord,
The
yeah.
Discord.
It happens.
Which is the game that could technically, depending on regional variations, be any game.
Yeah. This is the thing. Corporations own everything, you know? But now that we're back on Garcia Station, Dickie, please, can we play some music and get in there? I want to know what happens.
Alrighty. So as Clipper brings M8's ship down onto the rocky side of Garcia Station, you get a view coming in. It's a space station built into an existing giant asteroid. Much like how Midspace built their station around a compacted heap of trash to create its own gravitational field, Garcia was just built on an asteroid that already had gravity that could be terraformed into a livable environment.
Sounds great.
It has some sort of plant life on it just to sort of maintain the filtration of the atmosphere for the majority of humanoid beings to breathe there. And then one side of it is all chrome metallic, but as you get closer and closer you can see that a lot of these metal structures are all painted bright colors as well. As Garcia is divided down the middle, there's a Wraith side and a Synth side.
Ooh.
But the peoples have generally got along really well. Garcia exists in that little alcove where it's technically part of Midspace, but it is right squeezed in between the borders of Synth space and Wraith space. And I guess that's what makes it the perfect location for the Synth army to prep their forces, ready to wage war on Midspace with Queen Azu.
Dang.
And as you come in closer, you see, on the Synth side of the station, every gap between the buildings, every town square, every sports field, even on the roofs of some of the warehouses, there are rows upon rows of tiny little structures, like little standing tents made of metal.
What?
Each one large enough for a largest individual to stand inside comfortably, but not much else. Like rows upon rows of little phone boxes, perhaps.
What?
Ooh.
And they stretch as far as you can see into the Synth side. And as you come down, you get a view of the border between the two sides of the station. And there is a row all along that border of heavily armed, three-legged, tall, machine gun-wielding synths.
Wow.
All the way across that border, pointing into the Wraith side. And then, on the Wraith side, not nearly as many, but dotted along on rooftops and in defensible positions, you see Wraiths, humans, Darks, even a couple of Synths. All with a variety of different weapons and uniforms, but all also guarding the border from the other side. It seems as though, although the Synths are letting people in and out to visit Garcia Station, there's definitely a little bit of a standoff happening between the army and the locals. And nobody's fighting, but they're all ready to deal with any transgressions either side.
Great.
Your ship is guided by a small Synth fighter that brings you down to a certain point until you see an angry-looking Wraith standing on a rooftop, waving and pointing at that fighter, and then the fighter peels off and goes back up into the upper atmosphere, clearly not allowed to come any closer to this side of the station. That one warrior points you towards a landing bay, and as Clipper brings the ship down and lands it, rolls down the ramp and opens the door.
Alright, boss. Perhaps someone should guard the ship.
Yeah, it's a bit, it's a bit tight out here with everyone's packed in. It's a interesting time to go. What's it? Thrifting.
So, if I look after the ship and any shit hits the fan, I'll take off and I'll find you, boss.
Clipper. Yeah, mate. If the shit hits the fan, then, it'd be good to get out. We'll be covered in it. You'll know that it's happened.
Look, I've been here before. Remember the way around. It should be fine. Now, it does look a little bit different from last time, but if anything, all this extra security might mean that we have prime pick amongst some of the best thrift shops in town. There's gotta be some kind of benefit to all of this. Well, what is this?
Zafrey. Elektra. What do you mean? What is this? This is, the Synth.
Well, last time I was here, there was no, hostility on the verge of bursting into a full-blown war.
Well, there is no hostility now either.
I fear, though, that it is just a moment of kindling away from fully bursting out. We will need to be careful.
You've never seen a Synth army.
Oh, this is the first time I've ever seen the Synth deploy their battle legions. Quite impressive.
Something else can see it all the way from space. The Synth army. Sometimes they never come out. But when they do.
It's Tracy, it's only been a few minor occasions in the last 1,000 years that they've deployed at all.
That's true, and don't forget why we're here. One of us is out there.
For thrifting.
And thrifting for the, thrifting, but one of our synths is in that mess, perhaps. Or perhaps they're thrifting as well.
Alright, let's get to it.
Let's get thrifting!
So as you all walk out of the ship, leaving Clipper behind to guard it, and out into the landing bay, you see, coming down a staircase on the outside of the building, the warrior that pointed you down into the landing bay steps along, hopping to meet you. She has a long metal staff over one shoulder that seems to have like some sort of ignition for an energy spare should be required.
Awesome.
But it's sort of lazily held over one shoulder.
Okay.
Lazily but proficiently.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the most dangerous kind.
Yeah.
As she jogs up to meet you at the bottom of the ramp.
Okay.
You better be careful around here. They're conscripting.
She points at M8.
Oh shit! Can M8 get conscripted?
M8's thing.
Excuse me, whoa, we did not think about this, guys. Oh no! What can we? Oh.
Well, we're on the right side of the station, right? So we just can't go over to the synth side.
But that's where you need to go.
Well, we don't know that yet, do we?
Yeah, we have a
Well,
feeling.
I guess not. You kind of do, because
Well,
you know
we know
that
now.
they came. Well, you also like in the last episode, Clipper did actually say like when they came out of stealth, we saw them. So you know that it's part of the invading army force.
I had not remembered that bit, so.
So you do know that it's part of the occupying force. It's not one of the synths that was already here.
Okay, well that was above me, but I now know.
Conscription. But I am just an M-class 8 neutron.
Oh, I don't think any of that matters to them.
I'm not really like a fighter. I'm more of a
They're getting ready for war with Midspace. They're taking every synth they can get their hands on. I seen it. My friend Bodieh. They took him. I saw them buffing off all his paint the last second I saw him.
a BT.
Making him all chrome, making him look like the rest. They've got him over there on that side in one of those tents now.
Where'd they pick him up?
He was a little bit over the border. That's the problem, right? All the tin lot, they're all living on that side. And that's the side that Thespa gave the army to take, I guess. So anyone who didn't get back over here in time, well, they got conscripted.
Well, thank you for your information.
I'm just saying, like, just stay this side of the border. Stay well this side of the border, alright? And you'll be fine.
And we will, because of the thrifting that we have come here to do.
Yes, thank you very much. We'll be thrifting shortly. I just need to run over our last-minute checklist with the gang.
Right.
Alright, well, just, heed my warning is all,
He did.
This place is a powder keg.
Jinx! No, we can't jinx on a podcast.
Jinx,
It would
we
be
did it.
horrible.
And she
We did it.
she jogs back up to the building and climbs back up onto the roof to resume her post.
Taylor Garcia. There you go. I don't want you to be jinxed.
What the fuck is that?
Because you have to say the person's first and last name like 3 times to release them from a jinx. If you jinx someone.
I thought you just punched.
Yeah, you can
get
punch
punched,
them or you can release them.
or you can release them.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was an option.
So I released you. I
I
released
thought you
from
only
your
had
jinx.
one option, and the option was to get punched.
Well, you were in a more ruthless school.
Yeah. America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You get jinxed, you get punched, and that was it. There was nothing
Oh,
else.
you used to be able to do like jinx reversals as well if you were quick enough.
Yeah, we didn't have anything like that. There was jinx and then punch. Or you could be required, you could be indebted to the person to get them a coat.
You could be double jinx as well.
I don't know what that is.
M8, Boris. I do want to be here thrifting, but perhaps we could go and find out some type of signal dampener, some kind of way of hiding who you really are, M8, so that they, well, go easy on you.
Oh, nah, mate. Maybe I could even have like an identity and everything, and I could be like,
Oh yes, if we can work out how the call signs of the Synth army work these days. I mean, I've got plenty of information in my encyclopedias about what Synth call signs were like during the war 1,000 years ago. But I've got a feeling they might have changed those in the intervening years.
in 1,000 years, mate. Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, that might be a little bit different, Boris, than your antique knowledge.
But maybe not, because I've been using the same hex, and it's just, why change it if it's good? It's not like there's a data leak or anything that you need to... We're gonna need some parts.
We're gonna need parts. Right, so, we have the basics of an idea. I remember a place where we, enjoyed ourselves last time we were here. It was this way, next to a big, kind of, battlefield? They called it sport. Discord.
Oh, yeah, nah.
Oh, Discord. It's nice to see some of the old Terran traditions thriving in a place like this.
Right, I knew I hated it for a reason. It was this way.
And so you make your way through a chain. You make your way through. It's been so long.
Ancient
You
joke.
make your way.
The ancient joke of old.
The most ancient of all the jokes. It is.
Making your way downtown with your.
It literally was from
Robots
Garcia
and your-
Station as well, where we made our way downtown.
And so you make your way along the borders of the Wraith side of Garcia Station,
It's dangerous.
across the unused Discord field, and towards the location familiar to Z of Thespa's bar. As you approach the building, where Z is relatively sure this bar should be, there doesn't seem to be any signage out front. No jazz music coming from within. No rowdy patrons. Instead, what you see is what looks like a relatively ordinary office building. Doors firmly shut, no sign. And standing outside, leaning against the wall, smoking some sort of electronic cigarette-type device, is a shadowy humanoid figure.
Vaping.
Hello. Right, I swear there used to be an establishment here.
The figure slowly pulls their hood back, takes a big puff on the device. You can see he's a distinguished elder gentleman. With a long walrus-like moustache.
Oh.
And a perfectly shaven bald head.
Whoa.
Okay.
Taking a puff on what you can now recognize as being a sort of electronic pipe of sorts.
Who is this fella? Why do we know them? Dick's looking at us like we're meant to know them.
I'm feeling weird.
No, you don't.
I'm feeling
we
weird.
don't know them?
You don't know this person.
Okay.
I'm just getting weird vibes.
The gentleman turns to face you, his eyes lighting up at these words.
I see, you're looking for Thespas, are you?
Right, yes, I mean, I was, but I wasn't going to say it so, out loud.
It's quite fine, old chap. The good times I can remember from that establishment over the years. I'm very sad to see it gone, but still, life goes on, does it not? I've found other such locations to frequent, occupy myself, but I do find myself occasionally drawn back to this location. I obviously need to watch the discourse from a safe distance at times, but also just to reminisce on the pleasures that were to be had. The good old days of 1 year ago.
Do you know where they have re-established?
Thespa doesn't have time for that nonsense anymore, good sir. No, some shadowy figures from out of town, I hear, is the ones what done it. Well, they shut down all her opponents, didn't they, and left her as the strongest force on the station remaining. And she set up shop and established herself as the mayor of Garcia Station. If you want to find her, well, she's just downtown. It's only a couple of blocks in that direction. And of course, you'll be wanting to bring that one along anyway, won't you? Thespa's been helping your kind out of the uncomfortable situation you're finding yourselves in.
Zafrey, Elektra. That me. He's talking about me.
Oh, yes.
Boy.
Underground tunnels is the way I hear it. Of course, you didn't hear it from me. I shouldn't be saying it so close to the border now that I think about it. I might actually get a move on and put myself somewhere where I can't ruin everything for everybody. Pleasure to meet you. I hope you don't mind my asking, but that is that's a Hasselfilm's pipe you've got there, isn't it?
Oh no.
Great.
Oh, yes. Well, that's the greatest design I ever came across, this one. Oh, and this thing will last for bloody ever.
Bangs himself on the head with it. You can sort of see a solid thing.
Yes, I know. I would never part from my lovely puff here.
Hasselfilms, they might make some terrible weapons of destruction, but when you get right down to the common goods they produce, none are finer. Whoever designed this thing, well, they deserve a medal and a drink.
Was it Boris?
Anyway, I must be off. And as the Terran gentleman
kinda
walks
like
off
them now.
around the alleyway, you can see a faint smile at the corner of Boris's mouth.
Whoever designed that thing must have been pretty smart after all.
It's the pipe.
Well, you see, there's an efficiency of, how do I put it? Well, you don't want to filter the tobacco too much, because then where's the pleasure in it, mate? See, the older generations, they like to do intentional, permanent damage to their bodies by inhaling noxious fumes. It's a funny little thing when you think about it.
So, this is an exhaust, but it's backwards.
That's exactly what it is, mate. And that's about all it's good for, actually.
Yeah.
So, actually, whoever designed it maybe shouldn't be
I wouldn't brag about
quite
that.
so proud about it.
You mate wouldn't brag about that.
Well, maybe we can find them later and buy them a drink.
To speed it up, you mean?
Yes.
The damage
Oh, yes, the
to their
damage.
physical form. The meat. You're talking about the meat. Well, he's an aged meat. He probably doesn't need that much more help. Are you trying to kill him? Is that what you do?
Usually the things that hurt us are the most enjoyable.
Takes a swig of a bottle before heading down the road towards the mayor's office.
Inmate sees that and, says something into a little recorder.
No, mate, especially from an outsider's perspective, it doesn't make a lot of sense, I suppose. A lot of organic behaviour
That's you mates.
it's rooted in tradition, you see. It's something we hold dear, even if it makes no sense.
It doesn't. Alright, thrifting.
God, this is a long thrift.
I've not received anything yet.
So as you begin making your way towards
Some worse is
the
gonna
mayor's
happen.
office, I want everybody to roll a little
No,
perception.
fuck off!
Oh my lord. Are we rolling? Come on. Rolling. Oh my lord, Taylor's rolled a natural 20.
No way! What are the odds of this? 0.
1
1
in
in
20,
20.
almost.
There you go. That's
Almost.
actually
Just about, not quite.
that's about the short and long of it, and the thick of it.
Dan's rolled an 8 for Z, and I actually rolled a 16 for Boris. So Boris is pretty good
Boris
there too,
and
but
M8 are
none of that matters.
We clocked it, boys on the town. We look around, we see what's up.
M8 with a natural 20. I'm going to roll D100 here.
Oh my lord.
And it's 100. Just kidding.
It's 2.
Oh. so opposite.
In my heart, it can
Okay,
be
so-
anything.
It's it's a critical success, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Nothing extra.
Okay. All right.
Okay, well, no fireworks.
M8 senses, hears, feels, all at once something above their head. Looking up quickly, catching a glimpse
banshee.
of 3 blue lights in a triangle configuration zipping overhead.
Oh shit.
Immediately recognizable as a tiny little synth. One that flies.
You cheeky flying bugger. Get down here.
What is it? What is it?
Get down here. Wreck off.
The lights sort of hover a little bit, rotate around above you,
Yeah, yeah.
and then, after sitting there, hanging silently in the sky, you can hear the hum of tiny little jet thrusters keeping the synth up there aloft, although you still can't really see anything other than the 3 blue lights. And then more blue lights whiz into sight. As you count an even 10.
It's bad. Maybe it's good.
10 configurations of these triangular lights whizzing in and forming almost a giant triangle in the sky, very regimented, wavering and hovering as they are.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what the heck?
Oi.
And then the lights start getting closer and closer. And at the fore of the triangle, a spotlight from above suddenly clicks on, blasting down on you, blinding Boris and Z, and messing with M8's senses for a second before their eyes click into a different spectrum. And as Boris and Z are covering Boris covers his eyes and Z just sort of, blindly is unable to see with his sensory machinations and can only really rely on telepathy for the minute. M8 can clearly see 10 of these droids. They're all quite small, but they are sleek and armored. Each with an orb-like bottom, the underside featuring those 3 blue lights, which you can now see are the jet propulsion systems keeping them aloft. Above are 2 sleek but armored arms, each with a protrusion of 2 blasters on either side, aimed at the 3 of
What
you.
the hell?
Long, dog-like heads with blue glowing lenses.
They're here to capture him, mate.
No, we're not over there though. They can't.
Descending down out of the sky.
Yeah, these are like rat-catching dogs that run around and
Child catchers.
Oh my lord.
I'm about to be like,
You're gonna be a donkey!
oh no.
Pinocchio!
Don't worry about it. We won't let it happen unless it gets hard, and then we will let it happen.
Organics, you may pass.
M8 just kind of starts going with y'all.
Not you. We are here to reclaim one of our lost children. M8 unit, it is time for you to come home.
Identification request query. Who in the shit are you?
Okay, and while that's happening, I've rolled a secret telepathy messaging to Boris. Boris, play dumb. We'll wait until they get close. And then as they come in to try and take M8, we'll both attack at once. If we try to do a ranged combat here, well, look at them, they're bloody flying. Wait till they get close, and then we'll grab them.
All right, V. I got my arm. I got my universal tool.
Right. Play dumb.
We act under direct supervision of the entire Synth army. Our will is that of the originator. You'll return to your post. Stand still. Do not draw your weapons.
We'll just, continue on our way then.
Yes, we don't really want any troubles. M8, we'll come visit you in your new home at some point, I'm sure.
Great to know you, M8, but, turns out you're wanted elsewhere, and who are we to get in the way of that?
Zafrey, Elektra. But I'm with them.
Yeah, no, let's not cry about it, M8.
M8 has never been conscripted.
Right, first time for everything, I guess. Boris will just step away and just,
The 10 synths descending closer and closer, keeping the spotlight pointed down on all of you, keeping all of those guns, all 40 of them, trained at various members of you, although more and more of them trained on M8 now, as Z and Boris slowly sort of start edging their way out. They continue descending, getting closer and closer. Boris, for his part, just sort of almost jogs, fast walks, getting himself right into the alleyway, out of reach, at the point where once they land, he will actually be on the outside of the unit. But they keep themselves centered around. You can see they're reconfiguring in the air, the triangle folding out into almost a hexagonal pattern as they've left a gap in the middle, all 10 of them pointing towards the center as they land that donut hole over top of M8.
Oh my god, Dick, how could you let this happen to me? I am only a baby, and also, like, I'm supposed to be safe over here.
Because
Actually, just nah.
actually, it's really just
Actually, nah.
It's actually just nah this time, and or no, you can't.
I like that so much.
You can't take me from here. This is the wrong side.
No!
Each one of those spherical bottoms landing heavily on the pavement.
Oh my god, they're really gonna do it. I'm gonna get so dense. I'm gonna make myself so heavy. Oh my god, I'm turning it on. I'm gonna get hot. I'm getting hot.
Hot and
I'm
heavy.
getting really hot. I'm like heating. I'm heating.
Looks like you've got a lot of there to hold. Very heavy, M8ers. We will get out of your way. Sorry about this, M8, but, every jelly's got to look out for themselves.
M8 cranking everything up to 11, planting both feet on the ground. You can see just cracks go immediately appearing in the ground. M8's
Super
feet
Saiyan.
both just going like forming like tiny little craters as the
That's badass.
as the road beneath them compresses, glowing more and more, beginning that heart-like vent on the chest, but spreading out across the chassis as all the metal that makes up M8 is heated red hot, then going golden before becoming white. As the synths move in, the inner five folding their weapons back in and producing large, long-fingered hands as the other five fill in the gaps, aiming their weapons directly at M8.
Okay.
The closest synths looking nervous before eventually they all, as one, reach in and grasp M8's shoulders. A hiss.
I'm going to jump in now with my energy shield projector and try and aim it at the majority of them and capture as many as I can within the projection.
So you basically, like the half that you're on, just kind of like put them in a ball.
Yeah, I'm pokeballing these. I'm capturing as many as I can.
Okay.
Bearing in mind, you can't use it as like a full-on cage or anything. Like, it basically just stops them from doing one thing.
Well,
Well, it's what I'm doing. I'm doing what I can with the tools I've got. What do I need to roll for that?
Let's make it a straight dexterity, I guess.
Bugger.
Because you're trying to catch them as they see it and try and not get caught.
She's just straight 20. 17.
That's pretty good.
And while I'm doing that, I reach out to Boris. Now.
Alright, so a bunch of things are happening all at once. I'm going to roll dexterity on the 5 droids that potentially going to get caught in your energy shield.
You say potentially, but what you mean is all.
I think you.
Yeah, all of them. Oh my god, yes! every single one. So all 5 on your side are all going to get caught, at least for the minute, in the energy shield. Meanwhile, M8 has made themselves pretty much ungrabbable.
Yeah.
So here's what's going to happen. Before we even get to Boris, because this is all happening so fast, I think we need to resolve these actions.
Piss off, ratbags.
Those hands close in on M8, and immediately there's a hiss of cold metal suddenly touching hot metal.
Dang.
All 5 of those synths letting out a howl of confusion and digital pain as they try to pull away, but their fingers are fusing to M8's chassis from that sudden heat.
They're mine now.
Oh, that's your hand.
Yeah.
They all start pulling away.
Dang.
And I'm gonna roll strength rolls for this as well, actually, because they're dealing with a lot at once.
Hope they die.
Okay, they all managed to pull away. One of them literally just pulling away, their fingertips snapping off.
Oh.
Many of the others just pulling out as like a gooey stretch of molten metals. They flick their hands back, and the 2 of them on Dr. Z's side don't even get a chance to work out what they're doing before suddenly they're stuck as the force bubble sort of gets around them, and their hands can't even reach back for M8 even if they wanted to. At that same moment, the other 3 caught in the bubble fire off their pistols. 8 blasts all at once, aiming directly at M8's head, but they're all caught within the energy shield, which dissipates.
Whoa.
But that doesn't stop the 2 with their weapons drawn on the other side of M8 from firing. They're both aiming at M8's head.
Get in there, Boris.
And Boris
Yes.
sneaking around behind one of them.
Come on,
This
golden boy.
it's all on this dexterity roll, and Boris ain't the most dexterous of guys.
Hey, he's.
He's done it though.
He's done it.
Whoa.
19 minus 5. He's a 14.
Yes.
Boris leaps onto the back of one of the armed
Girl.
synths, holding in one hand his universal tool, which turns into the perfect shaped screwdriver,
Oh shit.
which he just deftly jams between the shoulder blades of that synth.
Ooh. Ow.
And
Performing surgery.
I'm rolling an engineering thing here.
Who do you
20.
think you learned that from?
Oh, thank you.
Opens a panel, breaks a couple wires, peels out a component which he picks up in one hand, puts in his pocket, hopping off the back of the synth as both its arms fall off. and it's left whizzing uncontrollably, the servos in its round orb-like bottom wailing about as it can no longer balance properly, missing 2 of its limbs. The synth sort of spins around on its axis before banging down, smashing its head into the ground, then back and forth, like one of those, those men that you punch and they can't fall over because they've got a ball on the bottom. But this is at high speed. Smash, 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 smash until the head goes pop. And it stops moving.
Okay.
Bloody hell. Boris, I didn't think you'd go and do that.
That'll be okay. They just need this part here.
And now the rest of you. In the bubble.
How many are left outside of the bubble?
So there's no bubble anymore. They shot it.
Oh, shit. Okay, well then buzz my energy blades and just stand there waiting.
So there is one figure left who is going to take a shot at M8.
Do any of us have any actions left?
I'm afraid you all just used everything.
Okay, but here's the thing,
Fuck.
does it even matter if someone shoots me?
Probably
Not that much. I mean, M8's pretty tanky.
But also,
It just gets caught in your orbit and just starts flying around you.
what if I fucking melt it?
A 4+5, which is a 9, and is a baseline failure. As in all the confusion, that one remaining synth fires off with their blasters, completely missing M8 entirely in the chaos. And considering the order that everything went off in just then, I think it's M8's turn.
Everybody's incapacitated?
Well, the 5 closest to you are, they're hurt and they don't want to touch you anymore, but they still got weapons. There's a bunch of them who have and those ones who are the closest to you as well, they lost their fingertips, they're a little bit messed up.
How close is the closest one?
There's a few who tried to fire on you and Z protected you, and there's one that's been incapacitated entirely. So they're all right by you. They're surrounding you.
Oh my god. You guys. Well, I did my big move, which is heat up.
It's pretty big.
It's pretty big. And sometimes in times of really dire problems, I just heat myself up and throw myself at other people.
I mean, you were just talking about wrestling before the episode.
I know. And that is kind of the move. Because it did fuck everyone up more than probably trying to steal a gun.
Mm-hmm.
You are the bullet. You're the bullet from Super Mario.
That's the point, isn't it? M8
I'm
themselves is just
I'm the bullet, so...
just the big, heavy, tanky thing that throws themselves.
So what I'm actually gonna do is, in my mind, I'm gonna plot out a data map. And I'm gonna plot out the locations of my friends and my enemies. So that I can... Oh yeah, this is how we're doing it.
Yes.
What I'm gonna do is, now that I know the location's blind, I'm gonna rev myself up really hard. And I'm gonna ping pong ball it. I'm just gonna go.
Pinball.
I'm just gonna flail myself.
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna want just a machine ability of plotting this course.
Okay.
I think.
So I'm just rolling
15.
D20s, so 15.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so M8's plotted a good course to basically, as things stand, bounce off, bing, 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 as many of the 9 remaining synths without crashing into the weak little fleshy Z and Boris. So I guess all that's left to do is to just get a strength roll for the actual charge.
Oh, it's a 19. I'm rolling good tonight.
Taylor, you're on fire.
Literally.
Both in-game and out of game.
As it were.
Okay, so M8, with no warning. Yeah, computing.
Is it me?
White hot, heavy robot. Suddenly, at full speed, they launch themselves at not the nearest of the synths, because that wouldn't have been the most efficient. They need to pick up speed. But instead, aiming at the synth on the outside that's been weakened.
Holy shit.
Because these synths are in a formation. It's like a pentagon of 5 synths around D8. And then another 5 synths supposed to be filling the gaps, but one of them has been taken out.
They messed up there.
By Boris.
Shouldn't have done a shape.
Which means...
Shouldn't have done a shape.
M8 can bash through that side, running straight at one of the synths. The synth's like, no, no, no! And is going to try and get out of the way.
Bated breath.
Guys, he's rolling against me right now. And he got a
I
7.
rolled a 7.
Like a little baby. Like a little baby.
M8 idiot charges straight into that synth. The synth is just like sent flinging backwards. These things are really bottom heavy because of their balls. A sizzle, a melt. It's combination, just Pokemon tackle move, red hot meteorite, and getting your head, the back of your head, smashed onto the ground all at high speed when you weren't expecting any of it. I'm gonna need a D8 for damage here.
You pisser!
Got a 5.
Wow.
5 points of damage to the first one. Okay, I'm gonna need to
This
actually
is fun.
track all of it.
This is different to how we usually
It's fun to do good.
It's good to be bad.
Because then M8 bounces off and starts hurtling to the other side of the Pentagon. The second synth has a better idea of what's coming and tries to just duck out of the way, hoping that M8 will lose their position and charge straight past, screwing up this entire action.
Wow.
But I've only rolled a 12. So they try, they're like, no, try to dodge out of the way. M8 veers slightly in course. They planned for this whole thing, smashing into another of the synths, dealing another D8 damage. If you do
That's
the
another
honors.
5.
Oh, it's another 5. Which means we're going to keep this pinball
Oh my
going.
god, yes! Ooh.
M8 is seeing red right now. This is like the running of the bulls in Pamplona. It's like,
I'm as mad as a cut snake!
M8 is at top speed now. They don't have to go hurtling all the way across. So the synth on the far side, expecting the pattern to continue, starts rushing away, but M8 ignores them entirely, going in a different direction, pinging the closest possible synth, who does, for their part, try to dodge. I rolled a 17. That's not beating a 19.
dang.
Oh!
That synth is caught from behind, smashed by the red hot M8. You can smell burning alloy. You can hear that horrible crunch of metal upon metal, and then that further crunch of that carbon fiber headplate smashing in the ground face first, cracks appearing across the visor. I'm gonna need another
It's
D8
a
damage.
7.
Holy shit! And we're still going. This still hasn't failed. Which means, as M8 veers back across towards another of these fleeing synths, at this point, they are all trying to run away now rather than even dodge. And this synth has not yet, they've only just started running away. So they start running and they just get smashed from behind, sent flying. M8's, kind of catches them with their hands, pushing them over, only dealing 1 point of damage
Only
this
one
time.
this time.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
You can't win them all.
You can't win them all, even when you do win them all.
It's
But
true.
the remaining 5 synths, they are now starting to run. So I'm going to roll all of theirs at once.
Because they didn't want to get asses beat up. Get tore up.
Because this time, they don't know who M8's going to come for next. So they're not trying to dodge. They're just trying to run far away enough, fast enough that M8 won't be able to keep this attack up.
Nice.
And 3 of them manage that.
Oh no, but those other 2.
But 2 of them very much do not.
And
Holy heck.
I have rolled an 8.
Each getting run
And a
down,
3.
bang, bang, with 2 more quick smashes. One taking 8 points of damage, another
Obliterated.
taking 3. As the remaining 3 synths fire up their jet propulsions and take to the skies.
Shit, I've only got 7 health points. One bash from M8 would kill me.
Yeah, potentially. And I mean, rightly so. You shouldn't let yourself
look,
get
I'm not
hit
trying to-
by a red hot, super
You
dense.
don't know
synth.
what someone else is going through. You know?
I mean,
You
these
don't know.
10 guys could easily, they could have won this fight if they'd stayed in the sky. Because M8 can't do shit about that.
well, none of us could. Yeah,
Strategy.
That's good.
Strategy.
Strategy.
3 of them fly up and start just whizzing back towards synth airspace.
Do I have any turns left, or refreshed again, or is they all still out?
It is your turn.
Can I energy shield to catch one?
Not really, because they'll just sort of bash into it. Actually, your energy shield's expended anyway.
Bugger.
But yeah, you can't catch them because you'll stagger them, like they'll smash into it, and then they'll keep flying.
Maybe
so
you
unless
could
you
catch
can,
one with something else.
I actually have nothing then. I could only shoot after them with my bullet.
If you shot one, then it could fall down.
Yeah, so I'll
I mean,
use...
there are still all the ones that M8 smashed as well on the ground. Like, they're not dead or anything.
What are they?
I'm going to save my turn then. I'll wait and I'll do one. I've got 3 energy. I'll shoot one.
One of the fleeing
I'm
ones?
going to do one of the fleeing ones, shoot after them. Energy blaster, go. 15.
Whoa.
With 6 damage.
Ow.
All right. So as they're fleeing, Z pulls out his energy blaster, aims it up, lines it up. They're fleeing in a straight line. They just want to get the hell out of here. They've greatly overestimated their chances of plucking up a rogue synth here, and their tails between their legs flying away. And
Get
Z
some.
puts a bolt of plasma straight into the back of one of them. You see the lights spinning and flailing in the air, out of formation before they slowly get back up to height.
His spherical blue
and
ass.
then wink away, having taken 6 points of damage.
Nerd.
Bloody hell, Boris, see that? I've still got it. Yes.
Meanwhile, the 6 injured synths on the ground are picking themselves up. They're all melted in awkward places. Some of them can only move one of their arms because their breastplate has sort of singed itself to their upper arm on one side. A couple of them seem to be like stunned and lost, their heads twitching about as though their sensory machinations have been slightly injured from their smash upon the ground. But they are working their way up as Boris looms in above them.
Oh no!
Boris looms over, holding up his screwdriver.
Don't any of you move unless you want to end up like him.
Oh, shit.
The synths all sort of freeze for a moment. They kind of know deep down that between the 6 of them, they could take Boris. One of them might get disassembled, but the other 5 would swarm him. But then again, much as they move as a cohesive unit, as though they're all of one mind, each one of these synths is an individual artificial life form, and each one of them is terrified that they might be the one that got deactivated.
Oh.
And so,
Damn it.
out of individualistic self-preservation, all 6 of them freeze. And by seeing the other 5 freeze, their position is further cemented, knowing that if they would be the one who lunged, they would be the one to die. And as you're locked in this position, as M8's slowly but surely cooling down, as Z's reholstering his weapon and as Boris is holding his screwdriver threateningly, a figure steps out of the shadows, clapping.
Well now, Z. Didn't think I'd see you back here at any point. Boys, can you pick up the trash? I guess we'll have to send them back to the commander in one piece, but... well, I guess we're going to decide which one. You lot, you're all survivors just ahead, won't you? Because that's how you're going back.
Oh.
Take him.
Bad as hell.
Good to see you, Thespa. Right, first of all, went over to the old place. Seems it's decommissioned, you know, out of order. Well, yep, so, different crew this time. Boris, well, this is Boris, and here is M8.
Right.
Everyone, this is Thespa. Kind of the leader, the mayor, the gang overlord of, well, Garcia Station.
Yes, and anything he's said is probably true. Here's the thing. I'm not much of a mayor right now at all. I can't even protect my own people. So, why don't you all come inside with me here? And we can see about you helping me out once again, Hazy, for old time's sake. I'll keep your friend here safe.
Right, so, last time we were here, you know how that, old Terran fella was talking about, a group of outsiders helping the gang leader take hold here? Yeah, that outsiders was me and my old crew. Sorry, Boris, was before your time.
Oh, and Cleo did say some things about this. Apparently Harry was, not at his best.
No, he got drunk, fell asleep on the field of battle, that Discord thing. And yeah, we ended up getting into a very large fight, but we came out on top.
And how is that old rascal?
Harry? Well, Harry's gone on. Still has the ovum, and, well, is somewhere in the Outer Rim looking after it. Probably heard of him, actually, Thespa. Bandit King is his moniker.
That's Harry? Sort of imagined the Bandit King being a bit more of a swashbuckling sort.
Yeah, or a bandit. Yes, no, it's old man Harry.
Yeah.
Dig him.
Well, you have all got about, haven't you? All right, come on. And what about Cleo then? You two finally had a falling out, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
I won't ask any more. I know how these things get.
Thank you. Right, before we head off and you take your prize, please just grant me one moment with my engineer and M8. Just a moment. M8, Boris, over here.
Gather around the body of one of the still twitching, burning synth.
What were you thinking, Z?
Surely there's some kind of transcoding unit on this body that we could connect to M8 so that M8 appears as one of them.
Oh, yeah, let me just scan. Hang on.
Boris whacks his vintage arm, kind of smacking it a couple times before twitching a little bit, flickering. A projection finally pops out, and he scans the body of the twitching, groaning synth on the ground.
Oh, yes, it's just here behind the solder panel. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to just get that plate out of the way. Quit your whining. Thespa's going to take your head off in a second. She'll be more worried about that. Right, there we go. This is the transponder, I think. Let me just scan this just to be sure. Yep, that's the one. Oh, the codes haven't changed that much. I mean, the numbers have just got bigger, I guess.
Yeah, that's quite good for a meat. Yeah, you've done well, boy. Now, but you forgot that bit there, and give it a second. In that, yeah.
I see. So it's encoded as well.
Well, it is
That's
a
very
bit
sneaky.
encoded, and it's also, it's programmed and it's hard coded. So
It's very sneaky. Okay. I can make this work.
yeah, well, I mean, for a meat, that's quite impressive.
Good then. Well, let's go have a drink then, shall we? Follow me.
M8 follows a little further back because they're too hot to be next to right now.
Still just glowing red as the temperature goes down like a
Taylor,
furnace.
are you big red mama
I'm
right
big
now?
red.
You too hot to handle?
I'm big red mommy.
Oh, yes. Tay got that Karlak energy.
Exactly. Oh my god.
And as the three of you saunter down the street behind Thespa, you see her clutch come in out of the shadows around the synths, ducking down, pulling out great big energy machetes, and hacking the head off each of
Whoa, that's brutal. that is, wow.
each of the remaining synths.
I like it.
I mean, I know it's like an altered carbon. As long as the stack is there, you're fine.
Grabbing
it's
those
brutal.
heads, eyes still flicking helplessly
Wow.
as they all moan and groan, and putting them in bags.
Dang. I want my ears.
I mean, they're all getting sent
Yeah.
home.
In a bag.
It's still brutal, though. It's still brutal.
This is
You ain't gonna keep your body though. This body is far too
Yeah,
dangerous.
you've come over this side. We'll send you home, but you have gifted us the resources of your body, and
Yeah.
we will now use these against you.
all that armor, all those weapons,
all that information, all that
those
data.
powerful jet propulsion systems.
Exactly. It's going back to Thespa's side.
Can M8 get a jetpack?
Yes, that has to happen.
Is M8 too heavy for a jetpack?
But like
3 jetpacks.
What if I can only go what if I can only go like a meter off the ground?
But it
They've
still
got
feels like
7 of
flying.
them.
It's like the remember the big worm in Bug's Life where it gets the wings and it can't fly, but it's like I'm flying.
I am flying.
Well, there's like 7 of these things, so you could potentially get.
That would probably not really help the war effort if I did that.
But it would be cool. So
It would be fun.
I mean, my only problem with this is that flying M8.
I know it's too powerful.
way OP.
It's not fair.
So as you round the corner, you see the mayor's office. And it is building much like any on Garcia. It's quite old. It's been painted Gaudi colors. It has Wraith script across it. Presumably, I mean, none of you read Wraith, but presumably says mayor's office. As Thespa leads you in the doors, big double automatic doors that open up. As she steps in and turns back to face you, walking backwards. Okay, my friends, welcome to my new establishment. Here is where I run the station. Thanks very much to you, Z, and your party. Things have been pretty smooth here until recent developments. The synths came with a whole lot of armed ships. Yeah, I'm sure you saw them out there.
Yes.
And I'll play a projection of what I saw.
Yeah. There seems to be a whole camp building out there. Entire battalion.
Well, yes. And, well, the ones you just saw, they call them raiders. They've been, I say secretly, we are all very aware that they're doing it, coming across the border into my side of the station and taking my citizens.
And I'm sure, Thespa, you've not been sending your own raiders to the other side?
Always asking the right questions, aren't we, dear? Come with me.
She leads you over towards an elevator off to one side opposite what looks like a reception where a very bored-looking humanoid pink figure is sitting,
Bobby!
painting their nails. Stepping inside, she looms up to her full height, no longer hiding in the shadows from synth raiders. All 4 of her arms unfolding out and flexing. Damn. She has a carapace that is sharpened at various points along it. She's not quite as huge and imposing as Princess Zuzu, but she's very much a Wraith monarch. Damn. And unlike Zuzu, she is equipped with sleek leather outfits. Lots of tech strapped to her sides. You can see she has 4 pistols at her sides, as well as twin double-bladed energy staffs across her back. As she struts over to the lift, pushes the button, and steps inside, ducking through the doors.
Holy shit.
Now, we Wraiths, we're not unfamiliar with doing battle with the synth army. Skirmishes here and there, the kind of things that the news doesn't tell you about. I've seen these deploying techniques, and I've seen the way they scan these planets for life forms. But you know, they never really seem to quite understand how us Wraiths hide our numbers.
And as the lift goes down, it stops and opens up the door, and you see a roughly hewn round tunnel heading off in 2 directions, constantly curling and waving, almost organic-looking structures, Wraith tunnels beneath the ground.
Now, what the synths fail to recognize is certain sacred geometry, certain shapes of structures don't show up on their scans. They're looking for Terran digging. They're looking for dugout basements. They're looking for straight passageways. They'll never find us. And so, the synth army is quite unaware of what our true numbers look like.
And at that, you all step out into a wide open chamber. Still spiraling around, there are spiral staircases and passageways that head down to platforms beneath. There are cliff shelves all around, all on which people are standing. There are various armed Wraiths, looking very much like they might be part of Thespa's clutch. moving about, doing things. And then nestled all over this area are hundreds upon hundreds of synths. And these are the synths of Garcia Station. Some of them are wearing clothing. Some of them have feather boas wrapped around their necks. They're all painted up. None of them are chrome or basic colors like the synth army. These are the free people of Garcia.
Oh, wow. Thespa. Heck.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Fit them in here like budgie smugglers.
Vapor for tunnels, hives for people. I never thought of that.
Now that's hot.
And that is where we'll end the episode.
Bloody freaking heck, Dickie.
What a
reveal.
What a rush.
Yeah, I just want to go back.
It was good to fight. It was good to fight a little bit.
Oh, yeah. That was good. Sorry for abandoning you, but it was part of the plan.
When we were rolling dice back and forth, I was like, this is kind of nice.
You were rolling
enjoyed
so well.
That pinball thing was like, okay, like the way this works, I think you've set that up like bing, 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 bing. So like until you miss, let's just keep it rolling.
Let's just keep it rolling.
That's how the move works.
But you rolled a 19 and it was just
That
like,
felt
no one's
good.
beating that. No one's beating that. It was so good.
That was fun. That was fun. We don't get to do that a lot, but man, when we do, it is.
What, you mean win?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. We don't get to like actually make it. So.
Yeah. No, it was really good.
And M8,
I really
M8
enjoyed
didn't
it.
have any like pluses to that. It was just like raw 20s.
No, it was just nat 19 rather.
20s.
Raw 20s.
Raw 20. Yeah. It was so fun.
It's so good to be back on Garcia Station. I mean, we've only seen a little bit of it from our
but I felt the vibe immediately. Because from the last time we were here, like I had a picture of the sporting field, and I had a picture in my mind of like where. It's weird how that hasn't changed for me yet. Like I saw like Thespa's pub like kind of broken down, and I saw the dude leaning up against it like having a smoke.
Exactly.
I saw the field, the pitch. I felt like I was in Liverpool or something.
And now we're back. Like now we're here, and we're in that like moment where we got attacked as well. It was like
I saw the alley,
confined, and at the alley,
and I saw like all this other stuff that I had just mentally put in when it was like, this is where we went to shop, and this is what the border looks like, and
then to finally get to the end and see that like multicultural vibe of Garcia Station for what we remember it being and what it is.
Yeah,
it's just like it was so nice. I'm so happy we're here.
I like it.
It's like I don't know. I enjoyed like making like the whole raid is because okay, like, there's a sort of alliance thing here. There's like there's shit on this side, the army's on this side, there's people on this side, but like we're safe on this side at least. So like, no.
Ooh, I really believed that we were safe, and then Dick.
I also thought we were safe,
and Dick got us again.
When they first attacked, I was like, oh, these are the people we're looking for.
Yeah, I thought that
too. They found us.
I had that thought for a minute.
Out,
and I was like, he's explaining them really hard. Like
bloody rat catchers or child catchers.
The catchers.
Okay, so Dickie, I have to ask. I mean, you probably got to do everything you wanted to do there, but was there anything?
Except win, but because that was us.
Yeah, because we were the winners this time. So
that was us
this time.
I mean,
I
did definitely stack the deck in my favor there by having 10.
Yeah. Whatever though. Hey,
10
it's
battle
fine.
droids
It's
come
cool
down.
that you did that.
Yeah, sometimes you're up against some really smart fellas like us.
Winners.
So,
Natural born winners.
Yep.
Well, I did give you like opportunity to.
You gave us
deal with
nothing.
it.
You gave us nothing, and we took everything.
We took it. We went inside your little pocket and scooped it out.
You could have run when the first one spotted you.
We ain't running.
Yeah,
Dick.
we're too stupid.
Well, it turns out you didn't need to because
Forget
the
that we're
M8
allowed to run.
We thought they was
the
our
M8
friends.
pinball move.
We did actually think that. But no, was there anything that that you didn't get to do, or did you get to do everything your heart desired?
Well, I was thinking I would like maybe have Thespa come in and join the fray at the 11th hour to turn the tide of battle if you guys were losing, but also you just weren't.
We weren't losing.
Yeah, we don't need nobody.
That
winning.
wasn't going to happen.
We didn't need no help.
So like it was just the dice rolls were just, like Boris just coming in and like, taking one of them apart. Like,
Yes. That was actually quite brutal.
I love that whenever we are in trouble for real, you always have like a backup to help us because of how inept we are.
Other DMs have a backup as to how to extra hurt, but you're like, I better have a
I'm
backup to
gonna
help
put
them.
a secret band-aid.
Oh, the thing is, this is it's a continuous podcast, isn't it? So like, it's okay if I kill one of you, but if I destroy if I do a party wipe, we're in trouble.
Do you think
okay.
do you think like if you were playing normal, you could just kill us all really fast?
Well, if I want, I mean, you just make something unfair, couldn't you? Like, there's plenty of, especially like look at 70s D&D. There's some that are just designed like death traps designed to kill the players. Like, how long can you last in this thing that is definitely going to kill you? Like that's
fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a dungeon mastering style, isn't it?
Look, you're not going to get any awards for, but we'll give you a little small certificate for being nice.
This one
you got to
time.
have something to like at least, make it so like. I mean, it's either that like, or have like a situation where you're going to be captured if you're defeated rather than killed.
But you were trying to capture us today, though, so...
We're trying to capture MA, but like it's a pretty scary version of capture, isn't it? Because it's like...
I mean, as Tay said, I thought to begin with that it was friendlies, and...
Yeah.
Or
You
at
believed
least I
me
thought there
when
was
I
I thought there was a potential for friendlies.
Yeah, we were wrong.
Yeah.
You believe me when I said you were safe on this side.
Yep. We did. I believed that so hard that I feel like Dick just taught us a lesson about life. Hey, if you're out there listening, put this one in your notebook, okay?
Don't believe Dick.
You're never really 100% on the safe side.
Well, people won't do what they say they will.
Yeah.
Okay, well. Okay, really big lessons then.
I guess I hope we learned that today.
And if you want to learn more lessons like this, like Mercury underpants and other things, then for the price of a fancy piece of fruit a month, you can join our Patreon. It's in the show notes, and there we post Sidearm. It's our side podcast where we do our pre- and post-game rambles, mostly about Pokemon and
Food?
Food, yeah. Pokemon and food.
And like bad stuff that happened to us
trauma.
that made us like this. Just kidding. It's all for the LOLs.
So we have that. We have our offcuts, which are all the bits that didn't make it into the episode. And we also have Ralaran, our D&D 5th edition podcast. It's where we first cut our teeth on podcasting.
It's true.
But it's now behind the Patreon paywall. So you can get all of that.
So that it
for
can't
the
get
price. Yes, exactly. And, well, heck. Is that it?
I think that might be it. Bye.
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 Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_bastards. Check out our Instagram on Instagram.
All right, Reese, yeah, you can close the port up now. I'm sure Z and Boris will be really glad that we picked up this ship for them. Looks like an absolute piece of crap, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, but I'm sure Boris finds it endearing because of how old it is. Oh, it doesn't even look very fast. Why would they take this ship? Can you even hear me there, Reese?
Yes, I could, Trevor. I was just waiting for you to finish.
You don't need to let me just sit here talking to myself. All right, can you just make some more tomatoes for Jordan? Yeah. Don't worry. After we go find Z, we'll go get Cleo as well. She's definitely out there somewhere. Just don't know quite where to look.